An interesting spring day here at Elizabeth. Elizabeth look to finish their season on a high against a South team that has looked strong this year and finish in 4th place and look for their finals run. I think I'm Elizabeth now. Welcome everyone to Wamma Reserve. My name is Kai Lidlow. I'm joined by Harry Ashby, and fairly interesting day with the weather. We'll see. It's very windy today.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's been quite rainy earlier on in the day, but it's starting to clear up now. Still a bit of wind though, so that might make kicking a bit interesting.
And as mentioned before, South's making a run to the finals. They will finish in 4th place this season, so they will play top, which,
yes,
if it goes according to the script, will be Burnside. Will we see them, say, set up themselves for a finals push, or will they have a few changes and rest a few players?
We are resting a few players. We've been injury struck with the last few games, which has been quite unfortunate, myself included. I'm just giving myself a rest today, but there are many players who are sitting out this week. But yeah, trying to filter in some players from the 2s and 3s. Should be interesting.
And as we kick off here at Wamma Reserve, it's booted out of the 22 and towards Rokanai. That kick will go all the way back into South's 22, but a quick line out from Rokanai.
That was a fantastic kick.
Here he is again, Naila Rokanai. Gives it off now.
Good
Taken in.
run.
Now here comes South, running it out of their 22 here. Stanjovic gives it off there, and now off to the races is Bully Ruarua. And he's going to go all the way in the first minute of play, and South score first.
Yes, that was in fact Jacob Will, but he's come back from injury. He's played absolutely phenomenal the last few games. Getting tries left and right.
A quick start by South, and it's already 5-0 with a conversion to come.
Fantastic start from Souths. Stevie is a very good driving force in the forward pack. Very, very confident in making metres with him. But that was a fantastic kick from the Elizabeth fullback, I believe.
This conversion successful for South. 7-0. Just a minute and a half into this game. As you can see with the camera, it's fairly windy here at Wamma Reserve.
I always thought your name was Hoisey.
Elizabeth changing up the forward pack for the kickoff.
Looks like big Jason Heim is going to get the kickoff here. There's Elizabeth kickoff here. Good tackle here off the kickoff.
Good take from Stevie.
Stimai again tries to give it to Rokanai, but Rokanai will knock it on. Now Elizabeth with an opportunity here. Heim gives it off. He's up to the centre now. He crashes the ball in.
Tackle on the
Heim filling in for 9, it looks like, as he gives it off to one of his props. He crashes the ball in. Playing it tight here, Elizabeth. Now they look wide.
Good spread from the defence from Souths.
Taken in there as ball slow out of the ruck. Rokanai tries to go for the ball there, but quick thinking by Jason Hyman. Now the turnover comes to South. Plenty of open field available for them as now Ramaika goes on a bit of a run himself.
Yes, don't want to give Ramika space.
Wiggett beats it off the back of the ruckers. A few passes here and now they're into open space, and now here comes Sanela Rokanai. Will he be the 9 for pace? He won't, but he pops it up to Wiggett.
Fantastic offload by Rokanai.
And a second try for South.
Good finish by Joe Wiggett.
And they're up 12-0 now. Good support play by the South forwards there. And Wiggett is there to back up Rokanai to get his try.
And a quick little mention for Southern Suburbs. We have our 75th anniversary of the club. Our gala night, combined with our Prezzo night, is on the Friday the 24th of September. Tickets are still available. You can go on the Southern Suburbs Rugby Union Facebook page and buy them through there.
As the conversion successful there from Tumai, it's now 14-0 to South. Just under 5 minutes played.
Very good start from Souths.
As we've had their opportunity in South's half, just couldn't manage to get anything going there. They had plenty of options around them. But can they do something here off this kickoff?
Yeah, it was a good rumble from the forwards from Elizabeth. Just need to work on that ball security.
So now it's taken in by South.
It's a good run from Bully Rugby.
Clean out is good, and now out to Tumai. He takes it in himself.
Great tackle from Elizabeth 9.
Brookline with it again. Manages to palm off the 10. Clean out support is good for South. And now crashing through. Pops it off again, and now South off to the races again. It's Renuku who gets past the last defender. And South run it in again. Cinco Renuku taps it under the posts, and South get their third try in just 5 minutes here.
Good run from Kawate, the number 1 from Souths. Excellent draw and pass as well. Commands a lot of respect from the defence. He's a very powerful runner, and he does provide some really good offload opportunities for Southern Suburbs.
The Tumai misses the conversion from out front. He opted to go for the drop kick instead, and conversion unsuccessful, so South now 19 points to 0. Very strong and fast start by South here, and I think that's coming from some big boys in the forwards for you guys.
Yes. Yeah, we tend to thrive on that broken play a fair bit, and those supporting runners and offloads tends to be our ebb and flow of the game. Pretty fast tempo. But we're also looking to work on our structure coming into finals next week, because Burnside tend to be a very well-structured team.
So the kick-off again for Elizabeth. Just need to slow it down on defence and get a little bit of structure. It's taken in now by Bully Rurura.
Celebrating his 200th game, seniors game next week against Burnside as well. So big congratulations and very exciting for him.
Now Tumai. Gets wrapped up by the 10. So Wiggett takes his time.
Well done, Louis.
The clean out comes in, but they manage to get the ball out in time.
Duarte running
Now.
hard.
Duarte manages to rumble up to the halfway line. As the pass goes to no one, but Priestley was there to receive it. Off the bounce pass and takes it in. Clean out, almost successful there, and the penalty will come now. Not rolling away is the call. Now South have an opportunity to push it back into Elizabeth territory and set up for their 4th try already. As that ball is kept in. Well, as a penalty comes now for offside.
South's going to slow it down. Probably take a set piece.
And we'll have our first scrum of the day with that. An interesting contest in the scrum today between South and Elizabeth.
Yeah,
Look like they've got 2 big packs.
A couple of big boys in there. Graham Newton, number 18 for South, looking to bring his experience into the scrum. He is a very difficult man to verse in the scrum. He twists and turns in ways you couldn't imagine.
It's our first scrum of the day here. So So just an interesting thing to note for our viewers is that the finals is looking differently this year in all senior grades. Usually you'd see 1 play 2 and 3 play 4, with 1v2 playing for a grand final spot. But this year, 1 plays 4 and 2 plays 3 in 2 elimination games. So if South can weather the storm against a strong Burnside who have been very good this year, they could see themselves straight into a grand final, as Jason Hine managed to get a bit of an intercept there. Smothered the ball from Wiggett, but then an offside call there, maybe too quick off of the scrum.
Unfortunate offside, but it was very good eyes and good movement by Jason Hine.
South looking for touch now. Can we expect to see a driving maul off this lineup?
Yes, we have been practicing those at training, so hopefully getting a good bit of practice on these against Elizabeth. Just trying to work our structured play. It's, one of the things that our coaches, such as Chris Graham, is trying to drill into us at training. And we will see it.
He's now taken in off the line out. Oh, his free kick is called. Is it not straight?
Could be an accidental offside.
Either way, South squandering an opportunity there for a try off the line out. And Elizabeth will now have an opportunity to clear the ball and relieve some pressure. And it's been very strong in the first 10 minutes by South. They'll opt for the tap and the kick.
Great kick by Elizabeth.
Good kick, but an interesting choice to tap it.
Yes.
So it'll be a South's line out just right in front of the broadcast booth here.
Did you understand him, Phil?
Corner person to take the tap.
Clough goes straight to this man at the 2 spot, and now South with a set piece here. It's Alro taking it in. Wiggett gets caught up in the strife there, and now Stanjevic takes it in. Just outside the 22, advantage will come for not rolling away. Ball's there for Wiggett. Gives it off now as the offload comes. It's a Will, but no advantage given and the penalty will come.
Good eyes by Huds and Jacob Will there to hit that hip, but unfortunately couldn't gather it. It'll be a scrum for Elizabeth. Let's see what they can do here.
So the penalty here now, just outside the 22 for South.
My apologies.
Jumai looks close to the line. He'll manage to get in the 22. So line out now for Souths inside the 22, setting up another set piece opportunity here. Tonning's gone 19 points to 0 to Souths. Contest in the line out. As Will gives it down to Wiggett, and Tumai gives it off. He receives it again. Sells the dummy, and a big hit coming in there.
Fantastic tackle.
Oh, South's defense seems to have switched on a little bit.
Hold on, Boris!
As Ramika fumbles it a little bit, but it goes backwards and play on. And now, Alro again. Just outside the 5-metre line, reckon I will give it to Will. And he pushes through the South Elizabeth defense. And just like that, Jacob Will score.
Second try of the game for Jacob Will.
After that big run in the opening minutes of play, Jacob Will
He is
was
a
second of the game.
He is a try machine these last few weeks.
Mate, he's been doing it all fucking day. He had a cracker in the B grade, man.
Credit to the loose forward pack of Southern Suburbs.
I don't know what the score was in the... I don't know what the score was in the B grade, but if he wasn't out there, it would have been a fucking lot.
This tee takes a while to come out for Tumai. I think he was setting it up the old-fashioned way, where it's just planted in the ground.
Yeah. soars through the uprights.
Helped by the wind, conversion successful, and it's South's 26 points to 0. Just 14 minutes played here at Wama Reserve. South off to a strong start. Elizabeth trying to weather the storm. Just lacking a little bit of umph in the defense. Just need to stick those tackles. They are big boys, South, but a bit of hip and shoulder, and
back in the centres. Partay's at 9.
they should be right.
And they will go down.
Let's kick off again. Oh, good contest in the air by Woodward, but it will be a knock on. So scrum for Elizabeth now off the kickoff.
Good contest by number 14 for Elizabeth. Woodward.
So just outside the 22 for Elizabeth. Can they get something going off the set piece here?
See if the number 10, Lewis Whiten for Elizabeth, can make something happen.
Still trying to settle the scrum here, the referee. As the sun has come out here, it's still very windy.
Good, man. You good? Just gassed. Yeah, full game. At 10. No one's.
Bit of a mess in the scrum there. And it will be turned over.
By unlimited, you mean we have 4 subs. All right, you just totally did.
A bit loose in the scrum, it seemed, on the tight 5 as he collapsed it, but South will turn it over and receive the scrum.
And number 22, Vawata for Elizabeth, has just come off of a fantastic game in the second grade. Made in excess of about 8 try-saving tackles.
Let's see if he can make a difference in the A grade. Bugit will quickly feed it into the scrum. Now here comes South off the set piece. Bit of a fumble there, and now Tyson Hoyle manages to take it, and it's available now for Elizabeth. Vuita, as we mentioned earlier, coming off a big game in the B grade, takes it in. Pick and drive now from Calvert. And that is there, and now here they come again, Elizabeth, just outside the 22. It pops out the back of the ruck for Vuita, who's held up there by Wiggett. But now Whiten steps in at 9, gives it off to Hobson. There's a turnover now.
Good steal, Louis, good steal.
Great jackal by Lewis Whiten.
There's again turned over by Elizabeth as Wangal is slammed down there. But Elizabeth still with it. Whiten gives it off to Morangal.
The South defence by surprise.
Oh, and a bit of a fumble there from Lediev. But a penalty will come now for Elizabeth. Diving off the feet in the ruck, South.
Good work, Boris.
It's an opportunity for Elizabeth to push into South's 22 and get their first points on the board.
Elizabeth are proving quite formidable for South's defence.
Yeah, we didn't tell them they were playing 2 games.
Just maybe need to slow it down a little bit, set their structure a little bit, and push on from there. Inside the 22, line out for Elizabeth. What can they do it with? What can they do with it here? Mine.
Interesting 3-man line out there.
Just manages to tap it, but it's turned over now. Rumbling out of the 22 was Newton. Tumai again. taken in. It's there for Wiggett. Quick pass here. Off to the centre for South. Really real. Hands up. Turnover now comes for Elizabeth, but Rokenai manages to kick it out the back of the ruck. As the kick comes just on the 10-metre mark by Woodward. And now, here comes Ganesikara. Ganesikara fumbles it. And it looks like it will be a scrum for Elizabeth.
We actually put Ethan at 15, but I think he lost a bit of confidence after.
Just outside the 10-metre mark.
Not through any fault of his own. He just got
Seem to slow down the ball a little bit, Elizabeth, and set themselves up a little bit.
just running straight at him.
Yeah, they've getting a bit more structure, getting a bit more comfortable with the game. Hopefully points will come soon for them. Seem to be working hard, especially in the forward pack.
Button doesn't work, and I can't do it. Boris, you look slow, man. Let's see some speed.
I think the one thing to note of Elizabeth's season so far is they did have a strong start, beating the likes of Burnside earlier in the season, but unfortunately due to COVID-19 lockdowns with some of their players coming in from Victoria and the Riverland, they have lost quite a few key players. As now Whiten kicks it over the top. Warangale doesn't manage to take the fullback, and it's cleared away now with a bit of a chip and chase.
Fantastic passage of play by Ganesikara.
As Woodward manages to get past one, but it's taken by the second. Naramika hands it off to Will. He's taken in now, pops out the back of the ruck. It's a bit messy around the breakdown as Stanjevic manages to slide down a little bit. Gets it in for Wiggett. Tumai gives it off to his centre, and Ramanuku gives it off to Rokenai, who has a bit of white line fever there, but flick out the back. Rokenai is picked up now, and Ramanuku will just walk it in and tap it down for South's 5th try. Under a bit of broken play and a bit of disjointed defence by Elizabeth, Ramanuku will manage to get another one.
That all started off with Delanka Ganesikara's excellent 2 steps inside the Southern Suburbs 22. And a fantastic kick. Good effort to keep it in as well. And yes, back to Elizabeth losing a lot of their players from Mildura. Their Mildura players were very strong. Good rugby, managed to play against them earlier on in the season. Some very good players. Unfortunately, yeah, COVID has been hard hitting a lot of clubs.
It'd be interesting to see if they were able to get those players back next season and have maybe a full pre-season and a full season with them, how they could go, because looking at them earlier on this season, they were contenders for a final spot. They were even contenders to be in the grand final.
They were quite a bogeyman team, just came out the blue, and you'd check your score after your game on a Saturday and there's Elizabeth scoring plenty of points against some of the teams you'd expect to walk away from in past years. Very physical team.
But credit to the players who have managed to stick around and come out every week and now providing some rugby for us.
Absolutely.
Now Heim kicks it off. Beautiful kickoff by Jason Heim there.
Fantastic.
Is how here comes Will again around the wing. Manages to get past Townley, but the second effort off the tackle there. And he will knock it on. Or go for a line out, rather. Into touch. A good second effort by Tony Townley there. Covering in fullback against Will, who was looking at a hat-trick there.
Yes. It was a good tackle there. Another good offload by Kawate. And my oh my, what can't Jason Hyam do? It was a great kick.
Is he the most versatile player in the competition?
That's hard to say.
I know.
Now South's taken in a bit messy at the line out, but taken in by Newton. It's Wiggett. Backs it to the pot of the forwards, and now it's Ranuku getting past one, getting past two, getting past a third, and he'll manage to just crawl over the try and reach out onto the line and get South another try.
Great unders line from Ramika there. Good vision. catching the defence on the inside.
If he's fucked, he's fucked.
Managed to just get past a few defenders there.
Yeah, Ramika has come from rugby league. He's originally from New Zealand, but he is a very dangerous man with the ball in hand.
Yeah, looks like he's got a good, good don't argue on him.
Oh, he has. He's a nasty guy to tackle in training, I must say.
There's the conversion unsuccessful there from Tumai. It's now South 36 points to nothing. Just 24.5 minutes gone.
Score isn't completely indicative of how the game's going. Elizabeth has put up a very good effort. It's been a good game of rugby to watch, actually. Just a few breakaway tries that have really exacerbated the score deficit for Elizabeth.
Lewis.
So kick off again, Jason Heim.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Irish. Irish.
So we've got a injury in back play. It looks like it's Tony Townley who went down on the try line there. He has been taken off.
On the other side.
Looks like Heenley will come on as his sub. As the kick again.
Another mongrel of a kick there.
But it was very well placed.
Oh,
It's
it was.
in very windy conditions.
Smack bang on the 10.
It's Elizabeth ball. It's scraped out of the ruck. And just on halfway now. Counter ruck will come. Still Elizabeth ball. Now Whiten gets past one. Whiten chips it over the top. He's taken out.
Go, Boris!
But a bit of a chase coming from Mwangao.
It's gone dead.
And it goes dead. So it will come back to roughly between the 22 and the 10 metre mark. But a bit of excitement there from Elizabeth. Whiten looking dangerous.
Yes, Whiten has been selected for the Black Falcons squad. That's a South Australian state representation rugby team. Very well earned. He is a great player.
Go to second row, push legs.
Yeah, good vision there from him to kick. Unfortunately, I think the wind played a bit of a factor in taking that over the dead ball line there.
And of course, the unfortunate bounce of the rugby ball.
Yes.
Can go anywhere.
Jared!
Scrum for South. To clear out of their half. Wiggett feeds the ball in. He's off to Tumai. Tumai has options, but feeds it out the back. Now out to the wing.
Jared!
Gets past one, gets past a second, and he's away here. Aruga is away, but again taken down by the fullback for Elizabeth. It was Vuiata covering a fullback, but now Jacob Will gets past one, feeds it off to Wiggett. And Wiggett will go under for another try.
Fantastic draw and pass by Jacob Will there, and a great run by Peter Iroga. He's moved recently along with Ross and one of our coaches, Dave Jones, from Adelaide University. They fit in very well. Good players, good coaches, good guys.
That was Joe Wiggett scoring the try there, just out wide.
He loves a meat pie, that bloke.
Stumai's kick goes high and conversion successful. Was it unsuccessful? We had one flag go up there.
That's the kind of backs gameplay that we've been looking for from Souths, trying to work on this year, that fluidity, hitting those passes. Ball security's been a bit of an issue in the backs for us this season. We've tended to get a lot of knock-ons, which has stopped some momentum. And once we get that front foot, we tend to be a pretty threatening team. But it's just getting that front foot and maintaining it. It's been something we've had to work on this year.
So conversion was successful there, so it's 45 points to 0 for South. Jason Heim casually making his way to the halfway line.
no rush.
A beautiful high kickoff from Heim. Taken in now. Back for Wiggett. He looks blind. Stanjevic powering through the Elizabeth defence, but a good tackle by Vuata.
Vuata is definitely punching above his weight today.
Tough, manages to get it off. And the flick pass. Lamata here doesn't come off, and now the scrum just dead centre of the field for Elizabeth.
Great run from Steve Stanojevic. Excellent tackle by Vuata. Size comparison there is immense, but he's been making some great low tackles, just bringing big guys down all day today. Very well done to him.
He's making his way around the park as well. Playing at number 9 as well, making some tackles like that on some big forwards.
Yeah.
Good effort. It's just half an hour gone now.
Sun is beating down now. Bomber reserve.
Ruata gets it out the back of the ruck to Heim. Heim will chip it away. Hoyle coming in with the chase. Taken by Gunnar Sakara. He goes for a bit of a run himself. Feeds it off, but the pass doesn't come off. It's booted into touch.
That's that cohesion that I've been talking about. Just sticking those passes, trying to get that chemistry in the backs line. We have had a lot of injuries and changes this year, so it's just ironing out the creases.
So a scrum again for Elizabeth.
Good vision for the kick by Elizabeth.
Again, Jason Heim shining there. Usually plays in the forwards, Jason Heim, but he's out. Looks like an inside centre today.
Free range. Ball in for Elizabeth.
Ruata feeds it in as a big shove comes from South.
Very dominant scrum from South.
Ruata gets tangled up in it all. But Elizabeth managed to retain the ball there. Dickens goes for a box kick. As Ganessa Carr is out the back there.
Hoping the Elizabeth defence scrambles well.
Oh,
Good tackle.
good tackle coming in there from Lewis Whiten and Ganessa Carr, but South again still with open play and broken play. It's Tumai. It's wrapped up again by Lewis Whiten.
Hubs can stop on a dime.
So Wiggett goes to the blind side. Here's Renuku, who's going on a run. Doesn't get past big Jason Heim though, and he'll get dragged into touch. But a high tackle is called.
Some exciting rugby there.
From both sides as well. It's come alive a little bit here at One Reserve.
Has indeed.
Bit of a slow start for Elizabeth in the first 10 minutes. 4 tries scored.
Let's see how both teams can maintain this.
Elizabeth, they're showing some ticker.
Numbers are limited for Elizabeth, unfortunately, in the reserves. Let's see how they fare.
So a line out inside the 22 for South. So up goes Priestley, taken down, given to Rokanai. At the back of the ruck for Wiggett. Feeds it off. Sumai goes inside. And now Iroga will manage to get past one, but it's dropped, and a bit of an interesting passage of play there, but at the end of it, Michael Priestley comes up with the try.
Good job getting the crumbs there by Michael Priestley.
Some good backup play by the South forwards again. There's Peter Iroga. Good crash ball, but he seemed to have dropped it behind him. But Priestley, like you said there, was there to pick it up. Dives over the line for another try, and South make it 50 points to nothing.
Very dominant performance by South here. And Michael Priestley, the second grade captain in recent months, been upgraded to first grade. Been playing fantastically in both grades.
Conversion unsuccessful from Tumai. About 6 minutes to go on our clocks here on the first half. It's 50 points to nothing on the Wojtek scoreboard.
You're going to play second row today.
Wow.
I gave him
I think a key for Elizabeth here is to maybe just hold South off until half time and come back on firing. The scoreline doesn't look too good for them
No,
to
not
make
very
a
flattering.
comeback, but come out in the second half in your last game of the season and show some might against a strong South side. That'd be some good rugby to see, and a good look at them for the next year. Is Jason Holm again? Beautiful kickoff, taken by Bully Rua.
Got some tremendous heart, Bully Rua.
He's at the back. Wiggett gives it off. And now off goes Matahia. Tiha. Fumble there from South, and now the scrum will go Elizabeth's way.
See what Elizabeth can muster here. Hopefully get some rumbles up in the backs and the forwards. Get some metres, maybe turn into some points.
close to the fucking 60. So it's up 55.
Hopefully for Elizabeth, South don't dominate the scrum again. See if they can weather the storm. Get it out the back this time. Quite a strong forward pack from South.
Big scrum needed here by Elizabeth. They managed to hold it this time. As it's out to Whiten. Well, now a flick pass by Malungale, but it's booted ahead and out on the full.
Unfortunate for Jason. Good option. Wind might have carried that over the line.
So a line out just a little bit over halfway for South now. They've been good in the line out so far, South. It's a bit scrappy as they take it down and set it up.
Has been something we've needed to work on for South is the line-outs. Great take from Michael Priestley, though.
It's a bit cleaner in that line out now as Tumai gives it off again to Ranuku, who hands it off to Faeli. Fiefy, rather. Is now Whiten out the back, will boot it, but it's smothered.
Smothered by Will.
And another scrum will come now to Elizabeth.
Might be looking for a kick to get themselves out of trouble here, Elizabeth.
A large amount of pressure coming on their defence by South.
Yeah, very good high tempo line speed for the back line for South.
And that dangerous centre combination of Ranuka and Marika.
Very dominant presence in the centres for South. Let's see what they can do here.
Oh, there's a big shove comes there from South, and they managed to turn it over. Wiggett managed to pick it out the back. And now Ramika goes for a run, gives it off to Fiefy. Does he get it over? Oh, he does. Jason Heim appealing for it to be held up.
He has the ball in his hands.
The Fiefy will go over.
And Alaro Fiefy, rugby league player as well. Loves running it up.
Take a look
It's
at
a
the
good strong
replay
runner.
here. Just looked like he managed to touch a blade of grass. And it looks like the hooker, Sonata Rokanai, will be taking the kick here.
He is always out practicing his kicking before and after training, Rokanai.
It's not every day you see a hooker kick.
When you do, it's magnificent, isn't it?
Nice. Be even better if he gets it from this position here out wide with
Not
bit of a
uncommon for
strong
Rokanai to
breeze.
slot this.
Oh,
Fortunately, just swiped it left.
that one's off the wrong side of the boot. So it's 55 points to nothing with just over a minute to play here. As the sun has snuck away into the clouds here at Wama Reserve, but it's still good conditions. That breeze has sort of settled down a little bit. So going into the second half, it looks like we'll have pretty clear conditions. Doesn't look like there's too many rain clouds hanging around at the moment.
Luckily enough. Time again.
Another great kickoff by Jason Heim, taken in by Bully Rua.
He's a magnet for those today, Bully Rua.
Oh, nice work, Evan.
Tackled by Woodward, and now Wiggett feeds it off. As Rokenai almost managed to break through the line there, but it's stripped. The knock-on will come, and that'll be half-time here at Wama Reserve. A strong start by South, but some good resilience by Elizabeth. If they can just manage to come out in the second half with a bit of ticker and a bit of heart, they could be in for a special half of rugby here. But for now, it's South's leading Elizabeth 55 points to nothing at the half. As we welcome you back here to Wamma Reserve, it's South leading Elizabeth 55 points to nil. Large onslaught in the backs and the forwards by South sees them out to a very comfortable lead.
A few changes for Souths. We've got Save Ronavuso coming on for Alroy, I believe.
And as we kick off here, Jason Heim with his beautiful kickoff, managing to get dead on the 10, as it's taken back now by Whiten. With right out the back of the ruck now. South's managing to turn it over. At the back for Wiggett. Gives it off to Stanojevic. Hope I didn't butcher that too badly.
That's great, Stanojevic.
Now Rokanai gives it and goes. Now here's Save.
Ronavuso. Back to
Gives it off back to Tumai, and Tumai will run it in under the posts for an early second half try. A good give there by Save Ronavuso. Manages to draw the player in.
So that's Save Ronavuso, number 21, swapped with Dulanko Gunasekara, and Sam Rowe swapping with Siko Ranuku.
It looks like Ronavuso will be taking the kicks from here on out. And right in front, just chips it over. So conversion successful, and it's 57 points to nil. Correction there on the score, it's 62 points to nil. Elizabeth just needs to keep their heads up here. They have produced some good rugby, but they just haven't managed to get over the try line.
And a change in the forward pack for Southern Suburbs. We've got Jake Foster, number 16, to come on for Graham Newton. Jake Foster making a return to rugby this year. It's his first year of senior rugby. He's made a good impact. Good bit of youth coming in for the forward pack for South, much needed.
And he is a big boy as well, as now here comes Vuita. It's the Semester Vuita. It's good defence coming in from South there. As it's ripped away. But it looks like
solid run from Dickens. However, couldn't maintain grip of the ball.
So it'll be a scrum to Elizabeth, so no advantage given for that early knock on. And a scrum just outside the 10-metre mark. And just on Jake Foster, he's a big young fella.
Just 19.
Came through South's juniors as well, so good to see that they're retaining the juniors as well.
Yeah, we have managed to get a lot of young players out, new and returning, which has been very good to bolster our ranks, and it's a very good future for the club. Looking really good. Average age of early 20s.
As the shove comes in from South, but Elizabeth managing to retain the ball off the scrum. As Whiten chips it over the South defence.
Good vision by Bully.
Bully Ruarua manages to get past one, but it's taken in by the second. Quick ball out from Wiggett. And now, here comes Ronavuso. The chip and chase comes. Will he get there? Yes, he will.
Great soft hands from Save Ronavuso. An excellent kick to boot. And a great chase. Fantastic play by Save Ronavuso. Number 21.
Heim tried to obstruct him a little bit there, but Woodward didn't manage to get that one, and Ronavuso runs it in. As he looks to convert his own try here, it's 67 points to nil with a conversion to come.
the way I cannot walk without a fucking hyperextending is just
Great culture at the South Club at the moment. Good mix of experience with the likes of Graham Newton and Jeffrey Bracken. Some of the older heads still playing, and lots of young fellas coming through who they can pass that knowledge on to. Jeffrey Bracken, who isn't playing today, unfortunately a bit injured, was my coach in under-18s. He was a fantastic coach, and by all accounts an excellent 7 when he played 7 years ago. Just making his return this season. Unfortunately, won't be out today.
So Onoviso's conversion from out wide is unsuccessful, so it stays 67 points to 0 on the Boytex scoreboard.
I just gave you that fucking ball.
I think one thing to note for Elizabeth that I think they should work on in off-season is maybe just sticking them first hit-ups. Seems to have cost them a little bit here.
How many balls do we need on the field?
Absolutely. I think they're quite congested in the ruck when they do make a run. It's just been able to only commit 1 or 2 players to secure that ruck. It's quite vital for them. They need every man they can get to make a run. Unfortunately, hasn't made 10 for the kickoff.
Jason Himes kickoffs that were looking beautiful in the first half maybe have got caught in the wind there. So it'll be a scrum on halfway for South. South scrum looking very good and very dangerous with that big forward pack.
Lots of weight, lots of power, good experience. Let's see how the Elizabeth flanker Jared Reid fares against a pretty dangerous looking backside here from Souths.
Also looks like Burak Wardick has come on to the field for Elizabeth. Looks like he's coming to the outside flank. He's picked off the 8, gives it off to Wiggett.
Good draw and pass by Klopp.
And Wiggett will just give it straight to Sakara. And run it in for the try.
Textbook drawing and passing there by Souths. Easy try.
Picked off the 8 at the back of the scrum by Clough. Gives it off to Wiggett. Beautiful 8-9-11 move to Sakara. And Souths will make it 72 points to 0.
Seem to be walking away a bit now, Souths. I think the lack of numbers on the bench for Elizabeth is hurting them quite a bit. Unfortunately, numbers do tend to wane towards the end of the season, what with injuries.
So conversion successful there. And Souths pushing out to a large 74-point lead.
It's a good time for Souths to start practicing their structure as well, trying to get multi-phase play instead of just looking for breakaway tries, especially coming into finals. They need all the practice they can get. Burnside, as I said before, very strong structured side.
We'll get some score updates from around the grounds. As Elizabeth kicks off here, Jason Hunt manages to get this one now as Jacob Will takes in the kickoff. Feeds it off to Bully Ruarua, who's pushed over the halfway.
Jacob Will very confident in the air. Can always count on him to catch a kickoff.
Souths rumbling up to the 10-metre mark as Bully Ruarua doesn't manage to get that one off.
Yeah,
Elizabeth will get the scrum.
Just come loose off the inside shoulder for Bully Ruarua.
Just some score updates from around the ground. So obviously Old Collegians did have the bye this week. We're currently down at Onkers. Onkers leading Woodville 26 points to 0. You have Burnside, who looking to push for the minor premiership here, leading Adelaide University at Waite Oval 67 points to 0. And then you have Brighton down at Port Adelaide leading currently 41 points to 0. So some big margins coming in from around the grounds.
Very big margins.
But
some strong finishes from the finals teams this week. Old Collegians getting a nice rest leading into finals against Brighton next week. That'll be an interesting one to watch. They're very closely matched teams. Old Collegians we played last week, went down to them in the first grade, second grade and the third grade. Some very strong senior teams from Old Collegians.
But now Rokanai drops the ball. A big hit up there, and now Siddle takes it in.
Whiten acting as halfback. Versatility of skills.
Gives it off to Heim, who manages to shrug off one, but still held there by Jacob Will. But now a penalty will come for not releasing. The tap by Whiten. Oh, and the intercept almost came there for Ronavuso, as Whiten tried to get it off to Wangal, but it will go into touch.
See what the call is from the referee. That was a very ambitious attempt for the intercept, but just called for a scrum.
It's an Elizabeth scrum just in between the halfway and the 10-metre mark.
Buata feeding for Elizabeth.
See, Elizabeth do have a big pack. If you take a look at some of the front rowers there, there are some big fellas in there. Maybe just a little bit lower and a little bit tighter. They would be able to hold off a scrum like South, I reckon.
Yeah, when they do seem to get that connection, they can weather the storm against South, but unfortunately not this time around.
Now Wiggett gives it out to Rowe. Rowe feeds it off to Ronavuso, who will give it off again to Faye. And South run it in for another try.
Another great finish from South. Good manoeuvring by the backs, hitting space, hitting it quick, hitting it powerful.
So a set-piece try on the halfway mark from South and pushing it out to a 79-point lead.
That was all from a very dominant scrum again by South.
Ronavuso out wide. He'll take this kick. He's shined in recent weeks for South.
And there's Angus Liddams, number 23, has come on for Bully Ruarua. Number 7 is now off. Angus Liddams, another South junior who has come through the ranks. This is his first year of seniors. He played as number 10 earlier on in the second grade. Scored about 5 tries. He had an absolutely magnificent game. Very good ball runner. And only getting better.
Ronavuso's kick from out wide is successful.
I thought Guillermo stopped the game. So I've run in front of who are we playing?
Let's see South move out now to an 81-point lead.
It was later.
36 minutes to go. 26.
Here? No, here.
Thinking it was a football match there.
Yeah. Watching too much Premier League.
Anyway, I've run in front of the back line thinking Guillermo has stopped the game.
Time kicks it off once again.
Wynn just catching that one there. But South have played at it, so it's play on. Elizabeth getting back possession.
He's looked at me and gone.
The turnover comes as Stanojevic went for it. Now Dickens running it up. Buata. Wyden feeds it out, but it doesn't go to anyone. And Ronavuso is off to the races. And he will run it all the way under the posts.
Be very hard pressed to catch Savo there. He is a exceptionally quick runner.
We take a look here, a bit of a loose offload there. And Ronaviso had nothing but open space in front of him. It's a good chase by the fullback, Liam Mulcahy.
I wish I could. I got a hold behind.
Savo too good
It's a little
in the end.
on this angle, but on the other side it's fine.
Looks to convert his own kick here from right in front. Should be able to kick these ones in his sleep. And just like that, they're out now to an 88-0 lead. Russo getting his second try there.
I'm sure with a few more to come.
It's a shame. Elizabeth Head seems to have dropped here. They were looking dangerous a little bit in the first half, but as I mentioned earlier, they did need to come out in their second half with their heads up high and with a bit of spirit, and haven't seemed to, and Souths are now running rampant.
Lidhams with his first run of the game.
Oh, there's a big hit comes in there from Dickens. Wicket goes blind to Stanojevic. He's wrapped up by Lidyav.
Oh, big hit from Dickens.
Rokanai goes up against Hyde and sits Jason Hyde down.
Fantastic.
Sanayla Rokanai.
Showing some excellent strength there from Rokanai.
Wicket dives on the loose ball. Ball out the back for South. Counter ruck comes from Whiten, but ball's retained by South, and Tumai sees space. Breaks through the line, gets past Vuita. And got it right in the corner.
Tumai, very big threat for defence. He can turn just a small gap into a try in a matter of seconds.
He's displayed that beautifully there.
Let's put it down in the corner, making the kick a bit difficult for Savo. Let's see how he goes.
South now out to a 93-point lead with the conversion to come. Ronavuso with a very difficult kick right on the sideline. He's pushed it back a little bit here. He's got a bit of a distance to go.
Wind not in his favour either.
Sounds like you just got it.
There's good Sakara coming off.
No. Do what you need to do. Just go in with your left.
For Jonosani. Number 22.
No one went on before you did that? Yeah, just
It looked like conversion was unsuccessful there. So South 93 points to nil with about 20 minutes left in this second half. Looking very strong heading into the finals. With both Premier Grade and Reserve Grade making the finals for South this year.
Yep, both making fourth spot.
They've got the difficult task of taking on first place. But they do look very strong, and I highly doubt that they won't put up a good fight against Burnside.
Absolutely. And get the added bonus of playing both on the same day, as we have finished fourth spot. Great take from Michael Priestley off of the kickoff. He's a very strong runner.
Mata here makes some ground there, but now Rokanai feeds it off to Fifi, who sees space.
Great tackle from Vuata.
Vuata with a brilliant covering tackle, but Rokanai was there in defense, in support rather.
Vuata punching above his weight all day, try-saving tackles everywhere he goes. He has had a fantastic day today. Good support lines as well from South. Plenty of options to choose from. Their bread and butter, really. Open play.
South's now out to a 98-point lead with a conversion to come. This is turning into a bit of a cricket score here at Wammer Reserve.
Indeed. 20 minutes to come.
Bonavuso again with a kick out wide. Not as difficult of a kick for him this time.
Looking to make the century to Souths.
Brilliant kick, but it just manages to sneak past the posts, and conversion unsuccessful. So Souths, 20 minutes left, 98 points still on the Wojtek scoreboard. What can we expect to see in the last 20 minutes here, you reckon, from both sides?
I reckon Elizabeth trying to get a bit of possession in. Maybe get a try, consolation try or two. Just need to pick themselves up a bit. They have been running really well when they do have the ball. It's just maintaining that possession. South has been pretty hot on those rucks. As soon as Elizabeth don't commit a man to it, or their man gets taken out, South seem hot on it. And I imagine South's trying to put a few more points on. A few players trying to stat pad a bit.
It's Hoyle. It's tackled here, and counter comes in from South, but it's picked out the back there by Siddle.
Good tackle from Lidhams.
Dickens runs it in to a solid defence there. Luita, a soft pass out to Whiten. Feeds it on his inside to Heim.
Elizabeth needing some forward structure here. They seem to be running just one man out, which is making it difficult for the rucking.
It's there at the back for Whiten, who feeds it off to Lidiev. As the counter ruck comes there, but it's unsuccessful. Jacob Will almost managing to rip it out of there by Calvert, but you get it coming in there. This is the whistle blew from Jason Hine for the penalty for Elizabeth here. Looked like it was an infringement in those rucks there.
I think Souths need to look at minimising their infringements around the ruck. Something that we've been really suffering from in the last few weeks. Sometimes in excess of 15 penalties around the ruck per game. So something that Chris Graham has been, our coach, has been drilling into us and getting us to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just discipline, something that's changed a lot at South this year for the better. It's been a very good club to be around these last couple of years, with Chris Graham's stepping up as first grade coach and head coach.
So a three-man line out for Elizabeth, and they go short to Dickens.
Dickens been very hungry today for the ball.
Siddle picks it out of the back. Almost gets driven out there. As Jake Foster doesn't roll away in time. Another infringement at the breakdown. Has been very messy at the breakdown for both sides, but now Whiten feeds it off to Heim, who meets Matahia.
Heim is hungry. Dickens again.
Dickens again, who's very hungry for the ball, but the ball was there at the back, but referee didn't call it out.
Another penalty.
Another penalty at the breakdown for South in their own 22.
See what Elizabeth can make of this.
Looks like Whiten looking to touch.
Mike can't see.
Murata taps it, gives it off to Siddle.
Called back.
Called back. So South can set the defence. Very scary looking defence there from South, as now the tap comes, feeds it off to Whiten. Whiten gets past one, who's taken by the third. He got past the second, ball's at the back there.
Good ruck there from Elizabeth.
As the pick and drive comes now from Hanley. Another pick and drive here for Elizabeth. They're inside, just outside the 5 now. The pick and drive continues for Elizabeth. They're just making millimeters. Ball's out the back there for Siddle. He looks at his options. Goes into Stanojevic. Oh, and he's held up here and driven back. Ball comes out for Vuata, who meets Rakanai. And a turnover here. Looks like that was Angus Ledhams getting the turnover there for South.
Very unfortunate for Elizabeth there. They were working very hard.
Tumai runs it out of his own try line here. And here comes South from their own try line. Oh, and the forward pass is called. Ramika had acres of space in front of him.
He would have been gone.
So again there. Sorry, go on, Harry.
Elizabeth working very hard there in the forward pack. Just trying to get it over the line, but unfortunately couldn't get it. Just ball security let him down at the end there, but there was some really good intensity rugby there from Elizabeth. And South's very good to keep him off the line. That's something that we've been very good at this year, is that red line defence. And Vuata coming off, he's played absolutely phenomenally.
Say he'd be the player of the day for Elizabeth.
Absolutely.
Backing up that performance in the reserve grade with another fantastic game. It looks like he might be just be coming off for a blood injury, so we could see him back on here.
Hopefully it's provided some very exciting rugby today.
So it's Jason Holmes stepping in at the half. If we just take a look at Elizabeth's scrum here, just need to stick bums down a little bit there and they might get a good drive on. Now Whiten.
Tackling the gap.
It's caught up in it though, and now Semesi Vuata takes it in. The clean out is good. Oh, fumble there, and now here comes Reid. It's pushed back by the South defence. Counter ruck comes in.
They're falling all over it. Come on.
Quite messy in the ruck there from both teams.
So the
Penalty to Elizabeth.
Another infringement at the breakdown there. It has been very messy at the breakdown for both sides today. But the penalty will come for Elizabeth as they continue this attack here. Looks like Henry Williams is coming onto the field.
Henry Williams just celebrated his 22nd birthday. Number 19, Henry Williams coming on for number 7, Jacob Will. Jacob Will playing an excellent game today. 2 tries, I believe.
So another 3-man line out as it goes short to Siddle. They don't manage to pull it off that time and it goes into touch.
Elizabeth playing a lot of 3- and 4-man lineouts. Saw earlier in the year as well. They have been doing a lot of that. Tends to work for him as well, which is really good actually. It's good.
At some point,
Good use of numbers, but yeah, quite interesting indeed.
Bit of an unorthodox strategy.
Tends to work for most of the time though.
And a missed opportunity there off that line out as good take there by Priestley, but doesn't manage to come down for him well. And Dickens, again, hungry for the ball, takes it in. Now Reid hands it off to Heenley. Whiten goes blind to Timothy Hobson. Good counter-rucking by South, but good clean out there for Elizabeth as now Whiten is held up.
It'll be a bit of a struggle for Elizabeth in the attack here. Whiten stepping in at halfback, but also meant to be the number 10. It's going to be a struggle to get it out wide for Elizabeth if they want to score a try on the wing.
Dickens taken in, and now Reid with it.
Great tackle.
Good tackle coming in there for Sam Rowe. Now Jason
And that
Hine with it, and again.
Sam Rowe's bread and butter there. Textbook tackles every time, even with a bad shoulder.
Does it look like there was an advantage played there, and looks like they're coming back for a penalty for Elizabeth. Just don't know what Jason Hine's appealing for there. He has got a penalty. With 2 big tackles coming in from Sam Rowe.
He's a very good tackler, Sam. Another one that's come through South Junior ranks. And is in the under-23s Black Falcons team.
There's a couple South players.
Yes, we've got the highest representation for the under-23s of every other club, with 7 of us, myself included.
Just to name a couple, yeah, yourself and Sanela Rokanai as
Yeah,
well.
Sanela Rokanai, Sam Rowe.
As they tap here, and Dickens runs it in. Dickens goes all the way off the tap.
Fantastic.
Ryan Dickens, who's been ball hungry for the last 20 minutes.
That hunger's paid off for him. Some very hard runs from Dickens today, and he's managed to get the pie for it.
Yeah,
Very well deserved.
the hunger pays off for Ryan Dickens. Gets himself a meat pie. Solid run into that South defence. I don't think they were ready for it.
No, I think that low centre of gravity, he'd be very hard to stop.
Billy's got it.
He's a big fella, and Elizabeth finally getting some points on the board. Just 9 minutes left.
Well deserved. Elizabeth have worked hard for it today. It's awesome stuff to see.
For the drop kick by Dickens. Almost manages to sneak over. As mentioned earlier, Elizabeth managing to get their first points on the board late. But it's too little too late. It's 98 points to 5 on the Voitex scoreboard, and it looks like Elizabeth making a change here. It looks like Hordick's going back on. Or Dyke, rather.
Another commendation, Joe Wiggett has also made the under-23 squad. And Stanojevic making the men's squad.
Oh, there's a big contest coming in there from Sato Ranavuso. And now here comes South. There's Matea taking it in. Out the back for Wiggett. There's now Clough gets it off. It's now Rowe with it. Dummies one, hands it off to Johnny Waisu. And that will be the triple.
That would be very true.
Triple digits for South today.
Go away. It's a lucky no one can understand.
Sam Rowe draws and past the last defender. Easy as you like, Waisu.
And Waisu playing out of Narracourt for us. He's played in the second grade earlier today. Got a few tries.
Seems like there's a few players coming from the regional areas of South Australia come and play in the Big Smoke.
Fantastic to see, actually. Lots of really good talent coming outside of Adelaide City.
Well, you don't have to ask.
Just great to see it filtering through into club rugby.
It's also good to see in those rural areas as well. It's starting to pick up a little bit. You've got the Riverland Touch Sevens happening now up in Murray Bridge. I think that's where Elizabeth were managing to get some of their players from as well.
Fantastic.
And as well with Barossa up in Gawler, managing to get a new lease for a new ground as well. A new redevelopment for them as well. Be nice to see them back in the A grade next year, hopefully. They have been playing in the third grade and playing some good rugby as well.
They have been. They've been very dominant side in the third grade.
They have, I think they have won the minor premiership this year for the third grade, so a bit of confidence. Maybe we'll see them back here on the live streams and back in the Premier Grade next year as well.
Be good to see. And Save just swiping it right in front of the posts. Still 103 Souths, 5 for Elizabeth.
Jason Hine again with a nice kick-off. It's taken in by Matia. He hands it off to Lidmus.
Lidham's going well with the run.
There's Lidhams. Oh, big hit coming in there from Rangel in the cover and tackle, and he manages to turn it over as well. Stevie Stanojevic meeting him there. It's out the back for Hoyle, who box kicks it out of play and relieves some pressure. Brilliant covering tackle there from Boris Marangale. So just 5.5 minutes left. South on a rampage here at Wanwa Reserve, getting triple digits. It's 103-5. Elizabeth have had their good spells here in this game, but it's just unfortunate if a lot of tries coming from broken play.
Yeah, it's a lot of heart showed by Elizabeth today. Some really good passages of play, as you said. Unfortunately, couldn't turn it into many points. Just keeping it up, keeping it consistent for Elizabeth has been their downfall today.
Now here comes South again. Rona Vuso with a brilliant line, runs it under the posts.
Great gap, threading the needle for Save Ronavuso, light work for him. He's very slippery.
It was Tumai, a brilliant ball, a brilliant line by Save Ronavuso there.
Good eyes by Tumai. Joe Wiggett nailing his passes today.
As the conversion was successful there.
Yes.
So South's now out to a 110-5 lead. Just over 4 minutes to go. And what has turned out to be a nice day here at Wanma Reserve. The sun has come out, the clouds are clearing.
The sun is shining.
And the wind has died down. Just waiting on a ball here. We look to get play back underway.
Hoping to see another offensive passage of play for Elizabeth. See if I can get some more points on the board.
Good to end their season with a try. Mataya running it in from the kickoff.
Lidhams again.
Hands it on to Lidhams. And Lidhams
Still with it.
still with it, flicks it off, but it's intercepted by Woodward, who will clear it out of the 22. Waisu, wait a minute, hands it off to Rokanai. Rokanai hands it off to Clough. Clough to Rona Vuso, who steps past last defender, but is met again by Boris Marangale with a brilliant covering tackle. But Sam Rowe picking it up and driving over the line. Another try for South.
Great counter-attack by South there. Rokanai catching a kick and throwing an excellent ball out the clock.
Sam Rowe was there to pick up the scraps and drive it over the line. Boris Marangale again with another great covering tackle. And this has sort of been the disappointing thing with Elizabeth. They've had some really strong tacklers, but they just haven't managed to keep that consistency in one-up tackles in midfield. That's what's cost them. I think it'd be a very different game if a lot of their first up tackles had stuck.
Absolutely.
There's Ronavuso with another kick out wide. With plenty of kicking practice today. Ronavuso.
Loves a kick, Savo.
As the breeze dies down for him.
And just to reiterate, South's Gala, 75th anniversary for Souths and the 21st anniversary for the women. But that was a fantastic kick from Save there. Almost on the sideline.
And Ronavuso with a brilliant kick puts South out to a 117-5 lead. And just before we kick off here, let's take a look at some of the scores around the grounds.
Tickets are available on the Southern Suburbs Rugby Union Facebook page. Just look for the 75th anniversary gala night.
So just taking a look at some of the scores around the ground. Onkers out to a 52-point lead over Woodville. Burnside, it's full time at Adelaide University and won that game 101 points to 0. And then Brighton currently leading Port Adelaide by 74 points to 5. So big scores coming in, as mentioned earlier.
Very big score of the final round today.
With just over a minute left to play here, South looking wide again to Ramika, who runs it back into midfield.
Rugby league run there.
Almost runs to the opposite end of the
Gets
field.
the offload off as well.
As Rokanai hands it off to Sanojevic, who's met by Reed and Woodward. Doesn't manage to get the offload off there, but the support is available. Wiggett gives it off to Tumai. Hands it off to Clough, who'll break through the line. Oh, but he's met with a good tackle by Siddle and Whiten. Ball not available yet for Wiggett, and the advantage will come here. And he hands it off to Rokanai, and Rokanai will go over.
That is Sanela's favourite line to run, straight off the hip of the ruck. Joe and Sanela getting some good chemistry off with those balls this year. They've had a lot of success with it. And must I say, that first phase, Stevie catching the kick, coming out to Ramika on the left wing, getting it all the way back to him, and he made it up to almost the Elizabeth 22 in one phase.
And just to mention, so with that Burnside win over Adelaide University, they have won the minor premiership this season in the A grade.
Congratulations to them. They played a very brilliant season. Very well deserved.
And with that, Ronaviso will kick it over, and it will be full time here at Wamma Reserve. Some good rugby was played by both sides, but South run rampant as they head towards the finals. They finished the regular season with a 124-5 win over an Elizabeth that looked a little bit dilapidated in the second half. There were some good passages of play there. Ryan Dickens scoring for Elizabeth, and countless amounts of South players scoring there.
Very good game though. Great spirits, good sportsmanship, great round by South. Some good heart showed by Elizabeth as well.
And so looking forward to next week, Souths will play Burnside in what will be a very interesting game. It is knockout rugby for both finals, so it's do or die, and Souths do look very strong. Burnside are going to be hard to stop, but Souths definitely are a contender here for a grand final spot.
Will be interesting to see. We drew against them in the first game of the season, and last time we played them, lost by 2 points. So it will be interesting to see the outcome next week.
And in the other semi-final, it will be Brighton taking on their old foe, Old Collegians. That was last year's grand final. Now a knockout semi-final for the both of them. So the Burnside South game will be played on the Saturday, and the Brighton Old Cols game played on the Sunday. So Brighton finishing second, Old Cols finishing third. And so with that, we will wrap it up here at Wamma Reserve. Thank you very much for joining us from all of us here at Spacequake Sports. On behalf of Harry Ashby and myself, Kyle Laidlow, saying good evening.
Good evening.